better daily, where we work hard in our minds, bodies, and our spirits to become 1% better every single day. Download the app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live to catch the video version of these podcasts. Here's your host and my dad, Alex Van Houten.
What is up, Betterment family? This is Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Happy Tuesday. It's Nutrition Tip Tuesday, and we're going to talk through something from a nutrition perspective to help you on your 1% better journey. Before I get there, I do want to say happy 4th day of the Faithful 40 Challenge. You guys are starting out so strong, and I'm so inspired and excited about what everybody's doing. We've got people hitting step goals. We got people trudging through a difficult COVID recovery. We have people sharing the friendships and the relationships in their lives that have made the biggest difference to them thus far and things they've learned. It's been so good, guys. So good. I hope you guys know how special it is to have this kind of energy and this kind of practical encouragement in one place. It really is just too special. Good morning, KT. Thanks for joining me this morning. Good morning, Scott. Thanks for joining me, man. I'm about to go get a good lift. Not just for you. It's for me too, but I'll make sure that I dedicate at least one of the sets to you, brother. So, today, Nutrition Tip Tuesday, we're going to be talking about food, as you might imagine. And this is something I'll talk about more tonight in our seminar. So this evening's seminar is getting the most out of your Faithful 40 Challenge. And one of the topics we'll be talking through is nutrition. And the core, the understanding of nutrition that I want you to walk away from this particular episode today is that your food is more than calories. And you've probably heard me say that a lot, probably annoyingly so. And I hope it sticks. I really hope it does, because every time you see something on social media that's like, this diet works because you're in a caloric deficit, or all you have to do is count your calories, I want Coach Alex to be in your head going, no. Your food is more than calories. And I say that a lot, so I want to talk a bit today about what the basis for that is, why that is, right? So if you would for me, picture that you're a car, okay? Your body's a car. Your body's a machine and it runs on fuel, right? So you take in a certain amount of fuel and you get from point A to point B, and that's good. And eventually you run out of fuel because you burned through it all, and so you need to refill the tank, right? That is the calorie model of nutrition. That's the calorie model of the body. And most would say, hey, you want to lose weight, then great. All you have to do is eat less calories than you burn, and then you're in a good spot and you'll lose weight, right? And they might also say you want to gain some muscle. Great. You need to eat more calories than you burn, and so you might actually grow some body mass. Cool, right? Real simple. Yeah, the math is simple, but your body is a very, very complicated machine compared to a car, okay? The primary difference between the car and your body is that your body is going to last a very long time compared to a car. I love Hondas, and Honda is not paying me to say this. I love Hondas. Hondas last a long time. My first car was as old as I was, and I still got 100,000 miles on it before it kicked the bucket. Like, yes, Honda. And today we have a CRV in the driveway, and that sucker is really low as far as maintenance is concerned and does a great job despite any conditions. I love a Honda, but my Honda is not going to last more than, 10, 15 years tops. And I mean, we're kind of hard on it. We've got 2 young kids and we live in Arkansas and we're always driving through mountains and stuff. So yeah, we're hard on it, but 10 to 15 years tops. Your body better last at least 80. Maybe if you have some hard genetic makeup, maybe you might be in the 60s and 70s. We don't know how long we're going to live, but the point is you're going to last way longer than a car. Why is that? Why is it that you last longer than a car? And the answer is your body builds itself out of the fuel that you put into it. Sit on that for a second, right? So your car, you put fuel into the car and then you drive, right? You burn the gas and then you refuel and then you drive. Eventually the car kind of breaks down a little bit on the inside, and so you take it in for maintenance and you have to have new parts put into it, right? You have to have it retooled, recalibrated, rebuilt. Your body, you don't get to do that. You don't get to go, oh no, I've been really hard on my ribs here and I need to get those removed and put new ribs in. It doesn't happen. You have wear and tear on your body, and your body restores itself out of the building blocks that you put into you. right? The proteins and the fats. It uses the carbohydrates, the fuel, the equation. If your car was like your body, that's what your car would do. You would have fuel that you put into your body. Maybe there'd be some like nanobots in there or something, and you drive from point A to point B. And while you're driving, you're rebuilding the engine from the fuel. KT, yes, exactly right. So there are parts of your body that every 7 years, you'll have a new part. And there are parts of your body that turn over a little faster, and every 3 years you'll have a new part. Meaning that your body is regenerating itself right now, right? If you had a great workout, you went on your walk and it was really hard on you and you're sore, right? That soreness is the process of your body rebuilding itself out of the food that you ate yesterday. And so when I say your food is more than calories, the first thing you need to know is that your body's building itself, particularly out of the fats and the proteins that you consume, right? So the fat that you consume in a McDonald's cheeseburger is a different quality fat for your body to build itself out of than the fat that you consume out of your salmon patty, right? Different fats, same body, same repair mechanism, different fats. And the question is, what kind of person are you building yourself to be? That's the question we ask every single day when we consume our food. And I'm not saying you have to eat perfect or that there's a perfect way to eat. I'm saying that our food is more than calories. When we eat our food every day, we're saying, I'm going to build myself out of that. I'm going to build myself out of that, particularly fats and proteins. Carbohydrates are the fuel that our body's going to use in that process to build itself, right? So that's one. Two, your food also affects the environment of the body. So your microbiome, the little tiny bugs all over your body, right? Now you can't see them, but I've got, in just this square of my palm, I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 billion cells that aren't mine. Right there. 10 billion creepy crawlies. If you're really neurotic, I'm very sorry. But they're in me, they're in my nose, they're in my eyes, they're in my intestinal tract, they're in my ears, right? They're all over me, and I'm feeding those. And those little organisms are actually either working with me or against me. There are organisms that can be a part of our body that help us with our sleep cycle. And there are organisms in our body that help us with serotonin. That's the neurotransmitter that's most closely associated with depression. So if you have the bugs in your gut that are producing lots of serotonin, you're less likely to be depressed. That's what I'm trying to say. The reason I said suppressed is because there are studies that actually show that consuming a diet higher in sugars will actually shift your microbiome from some of those good bacteria that are producing lots of serotonin to the not so good bacteria that are producing less serotonin. That's not good. You don't want that, because that might mean that eating lots of sugar makes you easily depressed. Oh no, don't do that. And again, your food is more than calories, right? Because it doesn't say on the label, supports healthy microbiome. And maybe, I don't know, maybe if you're in a health food store, there might be a few of those. But the point is, when you're consuming your foods, not only are you building yourself out of what it is that you're eating, you're also building your flora. You're actually building the environment of your body. You're telling your microbiome, we're going to feed these guys, not these guys. Because there's bacterial colonies that do really well off of certain foods. And there are bacterial colonies that don't do very well off of certain foods. And what you eat tends to support one or the other. In fact, I've talked about this in the past, and I've talked about it in terms of supporting the good guys and starving the bad guys, right? A third reason your food is more than calories is that your food supports different hormonal functions, right? So I'm picking on sugar because at the beginning of the week, I told you if you're going to do anything different with your nutrition, count some sugar this week. And that's a big deal because sugar changes the way our body secretes insulin. If I eat a blueberry muffin right now, then what's going to happen is it's going to signal to my body that my pancreas needs to release insulin. And so insulin goes up. Well, insulin also is the hormone that tells my body to stop burning fat as a fuel source, start pulling carbohydrates from the bloodstream and use that instead. Well, if I'm trying to burn fat as a fuel source, then having high insulin is really, really not good for me because I'm not going to be burning fat. I'm going to be using carbohydrates as my fuel source, right? And if I have chronically high insulin, then it's nearly impossible to burn fat well as a fuel source because of the mechanism of the hormone of insulin. And then there's hormones like cortisol, right? So if I'm consuming way too much caffeine, for instance, or maybe I'm consuming things that are keeping me from falling asleep at night, and it's elevating my cortisol level, that's going to tear away at the resources of my body. And it's also going to tear away at some of the resources that build other hormones, like testosterone. Being stressed out all the time is a really, really good way to tank your testosterone. And I don't mean don't be stressed out. I mean that it's helpful to get good recovery, to not overconsume caffeine, and to get enough sleep, right? So it's the third reason that food is more than calories. It affects our hormonal system. And then fourth, and this is something we are just learning. We are just learning what this means for us. But fourth, our food contains a vast amount of nutritional compounds that interact with our body in different ways. That could be good for us, could be bad for us, right? And these are called flavonoids and polyphenols. So I'll take ginger, for example. Those of you who have heard me speak before about food have probably heard me talk about how good ginger is and why you need to be consuming it on a regular basis. The calorie count of ginger does not explain to you why ginger can help with gastric motility. That is how well your body can move food through the digestive tract. It doesn't explain why ginger has antiviral properties, right? That ginger can actually be beneficial to kicking out some of the bad pathogens in the digestive tract. It doesn't explain why ginger might have a positive effect on testosterone in men, right? You consume ginger, sure, it's like 5 calories for, I don't know, half a ginger root, but the 5 calories, so what? I don't care. The other stuff in the ginger is what I'm after, right? Your food is so much more than calories. And during the Faithful 40 Challenge, and tonight in our seminar, we'll talk more about it. What I hope for you is that when you are journaling your food, when you're starting to become aware of what it is that you're eating, and you're writing it down, and you're showing it to our group, when you're doing that, I hope that you start to see your food, really see it, and see it for more than just an energy source. See it as what you're building yourself out of, what you're building your microbiome out of, what you're supporting your immune system with, right? That is what your food is. And you can do 1% better every day with how you approach your food if you have that mentality. If it's just calories, well, either you met the goal or you didn't. But if your food is more than calories, then that's something we can get better at every day. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for Nutrition Tip Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wildcard Wednesday, and I'm super excited about tomorrow. Until then, this has been Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. It's just 1%. You got this.
Thank you for joining us for 1% Better today. Don't forget to subscribe for the podcast. Leave us a raving review to tell others how Better Daily has helped you in your journey. If you want more Better Daily, download our app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live. Use code POD to get 25% off your subscription. That's POD, all caps, to save 25% on your subscription. We all have a cross to carry. It's lighter when we do it together. Go to betterdaily.live today.